everybody. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Those of you who wish the same in return for me. Now, I want to give a shout out to a couple of people because some people don't know how to just shout out their references, if that makes sense. Okay? But before I do that, I want to say as much as Africans sit up talking about us 24/7, just like word vomit, I could care less. Okay? Absolutely less about people who have a problem with me calling out people who never shut the fuck up about a place you are not even living in, which is America. Okay? So if you can get all your clout off of talking about me, I can get a few views off of telling the truth about you. Okay? So um, I don't think it's actually a bad thing, you know, how some people are. But give me a second. Let me go ahead and give my due diligence because this is something I've talked about in different videos, okay? But this particular, okay, topic today, okay, is based on Africans cosplaying as Black Americans, okay? And a lot of them try to switch it up depending on who they're dealing with, so that they can seem like they're still better than us, okay? So shout out to Eve Way Truth Speaks, Purple Heart, okay? How you doing, lovey? Okay, do your thing, and I hope you continue to do your thing. And if you are a FBA, okay, go ahead and sub to her channel, okay? It is what it is. A lot of times it's harder for us to find each other's channels because Africans never shut the fuck up about us. Like, never. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the dusty states of Africa and how a lot of them are still trying to use FBAs as a way to counter why they talk about white people all day in a place where white people really aren't living. The white South Africans don't really go there to do anything other than claim land, take over regions, and pretend they were there before the Black Africans. So imagine being colonized by white, Asians, everybody who enters Africa. But none of that is worth talking about. The only thing they can talk about is Black Americans. Gosh. Let's continue because it's weird, but y'all know why it's weird, right? So if you looked at my thumbnail, it is this weirdo African lady who's always on live stream, okay, being a struggling single mother, okay, bouncing around place to place, blaming it on her white Serbian husband's, okay, job and yada, 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 okay? Like I said, this is actually pretty funny, like hilarious, because this is why I say it's always the dustiest Africans looking for a way out who try to use foundational Black Americans to get them a white man, okay? I said what I said. These are the people who get on live stream, always acting uppity, always acting like they're above other people where they're from, always trying to brag about how they got a white man, okay, doing this, doing that, but it's really out of victimhood. It's not out of just pure love. I said what I said. So imagine a woman whose husband spends more time away, okay, than at home, and you sit up bragging about how your life is better and people jealous of you and my kids. She's one of those people, okay, who are really just happy to have mixed race children. In other words, I own some white, okay? These are the versions of Black women, okay, who are high-level coons who like to be connected to white people, period. They don't care what kind, they just want to be close to a white person. Because me being close to a white person means that I'm worthy, okay? I'm proving a point to my mother, okay? And if you go look at her videos, she's always in her videos shit-talking her mother. Oh, why doesn't my mom getting help by this and that? Like, she literally clowns how her own family is living, okay? I said what I said. You ain't gotta believe me. Let's see if I can pull it up on here. Because it makes no sense to clown what your family or parents are going through, okay? If you actually love where you come from for real. Let's see if it's up here, guys. Hold on. It may not show it, but this is the video where she posted about her mom now roasts corn by the roadside. Okay? So imagine, okay, someone always wanting to pretend they've leveled up because they got next to a white person. And this is how most African women come to America and think, which is why you don't see too many black people or anybody of other race other than white men who are with African women. But if you pay attention, none of them are ever really with their white husbands. He's just like a sponsor. And a lot of times they let their white husbands do whatever they want, cheat whenever they want, because the last thing they would want is to have to go back to where they come from, especially after they've been bragging about, okay, being better than black Americans, being better than the women where they're from, and everything else, when really it just pretty much was more than likely a trick hoe situation that went right, quote unquote, according to them. But it's just funny how they never really tell the truth. But this is what she looks like. She also had a son, a black son. Okay, and I'm just gonna be honest, I do feel like she treats her black son differently, but I feel like because he's the tag along. Okay, but these are always the women who, you know, like to brag that they're better than black Americans and other people. What would make you better? And the question that I really have is, what makes you a nurse? Imagine lying about being a nurse. You can't even tell the truth about that. Okay? And so you have people like this who spend all day, okay, with bad wigs on, bad braided wigs on, trying to pretend that they're actually happy when in fact they're still miserable. They just got a white person to be connected to breed with, to complain and vent to. Meanwhile, if other black people come share their stories, a lot of these people are the first people to discourage them. Okay? Don't care. Take it how you want. Okay? She's not the only person who does stuff like this. There's way other people who do this too. Okay? Like this person here. Okay, I'm sure y'all seen her before too. She's also a Nigerian who has a racist white husband. Okay, and she's very popular on YouTube simply because of this. Okay, if it was for anything else, she would pretty much not even be, you know, a topic of conversation. But in real life, these people are still dusty. What they're looking for is to attach themselves to the success of white people. Okay, and pretending that out of all the black women in America, okay, a white man chose her. That's absolutely not the case. Okay, it is, but it isn't. Okay, in other words, these women go out of their way to stay with these white men, even if these white men are racist. It's honestly the same vibe that Candace Owen gives, but it's way more African women who are known for and put in the place of African American women, who are always trying to make it seem like black women in America are the ones who date outside our race so we can have mixed children, but it's actually the African women. Okay, nobody more than African women, okay, cares about having mixed race children. I said what I said. I remember I went to a place called Jet Beauty Supply in Colorado, okay, and it was a black African woman that owned it. So I was looking for black owned business. So a lot of times, of course, I'm looking for the products I need because that's who's going to have them in America, at least. And I'm not from Colorado, so I went to her beauty supply because I was like, well, this is a black owned beauty supply. Wow, go ahead. Went to the beauty supply. It was an African woman. Okay. And I think it's funny how they say black owned instead of African owned. It's like they just come here and pretend they are the black people of America doing stuff. I said what I said. So I went in there. As soon as I got to the counter, she was bragging on my hair. My hair is literally just regular, natural to me. So she's like, oh, you have beautiful hair texture. Beautiful. What can I help you with? You remind me of my daughter. So my daughter, her hair is not as coarse. Her father's white. So she instantly started telling me about her white husband and her mixed race children. And I thought it was funny. I said, oh, that's funny. My mom's Puerto Rican though. My dad's black American, but that's nice. And I literally said, I'm not sure why it matters, but cool. And so she hands me a little pamphlet. And on the pamphlet, it's a picture of her daughter, who's the mixed race daughter she's talking about. And she's like, here, you can take this home with you. That's actually my daughter right there. She does modeling and things like that. I said, oh, congratulations to her. And I was like, but I don't need the pamphlet. Okay, I'm not, you don't have to advertise to me. I found you online. She's like, oh, I get it. But she literally just wanted to brag to me as a Black American woman about being with a white man. So when I hit her with the, oh, that's cool, but I actually have a white partner as well. So I'm not really impressed by the whole, white man conversation. And she instantly got offended because the only reason she wanted to talk to me and act like she gave a fuck about customer service is because she wanted to see how I felt about her dating a white man. And I thought it was just so ignorant because, girl, who? Why? And so let's continue, y'all. This is another YouTuber who spends all day talking about Black Americans. Okay? This is someone called Duma B. Lee. Okay? And as you can see, she says she's a Nigerian living in Nigerian. So you're a Nigerian living in Nigeria, yet you still spend all day 24/9 talking about who? Talking about who? How did you get all those views? Oh, that's right, talking about us. Because this is what they do. I've never seen people so hell-bent, okay, so hell-bent on copying us, talking about us, okay? I've never seen people base their whole entire dusty YouTube platforms and social media platforms off of us. And I don't care what you say. They need to ban Africans from Black American YouTube. Okay? Africans need their own YouTube where they cannot be advertised to anyone in America. Because if that was the case, guess what? Africans would just start advertising to white people in other regions. Okay? A lot of the content they make is to make them seem like victims. And I will say again, most of their content literally goes just like this. They're always talking about us, always talking about what's going on in America, always trying to pretend that what's going on in America has something to do with them, because the dusty Africans of Africa love to put themselves in Black American shoes because they want, if we should ever get reparations, they want a part of it. Even though most Africans come here and get their reparations anyway. They get them with braiding shops and all types of things. The difference is a lot of them come here and they don't get the white man they want. Okay, which ends up making them a little salty because they realize most white men in America are not attracted to their masculine African woman ways. Okay, they don't want a bald-headed African woman who looks like a little boy. Okay, this is also why they show African women in the place of us on television. It's not because they're beautiful, because they pass as us. It's because your features make you look African. Okay, even the shapes of your head make you look African. So trying to be us never really works out for you, because in trying to be us, okay, the only roles that Africans can come here and play are Harriet Tubman. Okay, the only roles y'all can play are roles that have to do with us. So imagine no one ever talking about your real history unless they want you to play Kente Kunte. Okay, other than that, what are they using Africans for? As a joke, to play in Friday as an African booty scratcher. I cannot get jiggy with this shit. I'm not saying it. Okay, when people want to talk shit to Black Americans, a lot of them call us African booty scratchers. And we laugh because we ain't never been to Africa, most of us. I have. I've been to Lagos. Okay, and it wasn't shit either. I said what I said, and I found out how quickly Africans don't really like us. They see us as money tourism, okay, as culture tourism, okay? And like I said, these people are literally the dusty YouTubers, dusty people of their communities. They just happen to hit on YouTube. And so them hitting on YouTube gives other dusty Africans, okay, a chance to feel like their dustiness is worth talking about too. Because again, These people sit up all day. I love my brothers and sisters. I love. Okay, if you do, well, then why can't you let us talk about our own problems and get our own views? Why are you literally redirecting the views to your channels to talk about us? You don't even want us to get views from our own conversations. But you think we look at you and think you are our ally? We can look at you and tell you're waiting for another dusty YouTube check so you can go get you a bust down and beat your face and do your nails and act like you're a Black American. Okay? Because most of them look just as bald-headed and dusty until they get them first YouTube checks. And then it becomes, let's cosplay Black America because we finally got a YouTube check to do it. But if you're a Black American and you're listening, you need to start reporting their channels for misinformation so they can find something to talk about other than us. Because the things they try to make it seem is like, okay, people are actually talking about them. And that's what's scary, y'all. Give me a second. Let me see if I can show y'all what I mean. Okay? This is what they do all day. White people finally said it. This and that. What? Hey, Mindful Moments, how you doing? Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. And I think it's gross because if you ever look at their profiles for real, they literally tell you, okay, where they're from, for real. They don't hide it, okay? And this guy lets you know. Let's roll the African way. He says he is a Kenyan from Kenya. But tell me why these people never show themselves talking about where they're from. They can't, because look at the views where he is talking about where he's from. Okay? Now let's see if you can see the views of them talking about us. Let's see if I can show y'all on here. Some of them get cut off, so let's see if it'll pop it up. It probably won't. And that's okay, because y'all get my gist, right? Nothing but talking about FBAs, but their real goal is to attract one white person who will email them, fake fall in love with them so they can act like, well, I love being Black, and you know, I know that my brothers and sisters in America love me, and if only I was. This is what they do. Okay, they use FBA culture to get to white people. This is all they want, is for white people to hear them. And white people don't really hear anything that doesn't concern them. So imagine trying to clickbait white people. And the only way you can do it is using Black Americans, because white people in America don't give a fuck about Africans. Okay, they still using y'all to get free money from Feed the Children. And I don't ever see them feeding African children. Oops. Yes, and I'm going to forever stand on this. I even met a girl who called herself Liberian, okay? And she bragged as soon as I thought she was a Black American woman. And she was bragging, no, I'm from Liberia. You know, in Liberia, and I told her, I said, girl, I don't give a fuck about Liberia. After all, is that where you at? Okay, so recognize where you at. Welcome to America. And imagine being upset because I don't give a fuck where you from. If it was so special, you would still be there. Okay, and she also was from Liberia and dating the dustiest white boy you could ever see. Bragging about how, oh, I'm a year older than him, but, you know, I'm about to go to school and try to make some money and get us an apartment. So why are you working to get an apartment for a younger white guy who's like, what, a year or two younger than you? And what's crazier about it is, what woman has to get an apartment for a white guy? He has white privilege in America. He can get his own apartment. The problem is she wants to please him so that she can always have a piece of whiteness. Okay, so imagine hearing a dusty African brag about how much she does for a dusty white boy, and then she tells me, girl, I be catching him looking at transgenders. They be Black transgenders, but like my color Black, but I just think it's so strange, but I know it's part of the American culture. No, bitch, he probably with you because you look masculine to him. You remind him of the trannies he looks at that are dark skinned. But imagine her thinking that's good enough. Because even after I said, that's strange. You shouldn't want somebody who does that. Girl, I'm not worried about it. Men gonna always do what men do. That's why Black American women don't get married a lot, because they complain about what men do. I said, well, maybe they just don't want to be with a down low man. That's all. Maybe they're not willing to do the most just to have a little of nothing. And guess what? It's common sense. I don't talk to her, but it's the fact that they're always looking to shit talk Black Americans to our faces as they brag on the not shit white people they try to attach themselves to, when all the Black people they come across are doing 20 million times better than the white people they're bragging on being attached to. Okay? Imagine being dusty and musty and sitting in places where their ceilings are cracking and all you can manage to do is talk about America. Make it make sense. You're being colonized by white South Africans as well as Asians. Like, China is literally colonizing you. China literally has over 7 million Asians, okay, that have literally come into your country within a year. Altogether, you have over 20 million Asians colonizing whole cities in Africa, and all you can do is talk about us. Even the movie Us was a flop because they couldn't even pick anyone with real talent to play us. And I think it's funny that they chose Lupita, whatever her name is, to play the woman in Us, because it really shows, guess what? They are tethers. Who better to play a tether than a tether themselves? If you've never seen the movie Us on Netflix, go check it out. And you'll see why Africans also play tethers well. Okay, they can even pretend, okay, that they are just so Americanized they couldn't even sing 5 on it on beat. Okay, they in the car clapping off beat to 5. Who can clap off beat to I got 5 on it? It's the slowest. I got 5 on. Who the fuck makes that off beat? Who? Question is, why would they put you in a movie to show that you're tethering yourselves to us? And you used Jordan Peele, a guy who is obsessed with whiteness, and he's biracial, okay, to do it. See, I think it's funny that people like to forget that these people come here and their main goal is to brag about being connected to whiteness. This is the only thing Africans come here and brag about. You can't brag about how successful your restaurants are. You can't even brag about how successful your braiding shops are. Okay, none of your businesses are really ultra successful. And when they are, it's only because you label them Black-owned business on Google. You should name them African-owned business, because if they were a Black-owned business, it would be actual Black people in America running it. But they've been trying to blur this line of African and Black because they only get benefits by calling themselves Black. Okay? Yes, all the main people in that movie are foreign, which is why the acting is terrible and it's not realistic and it's lame. That's why they didn't get a really good turnover. Okay? They could have used somebody just like they used Keke Palmer in Akilah and the Bee. They don't have, okay, the spirit that we have. So imagine always trying to come to America to prove how good you can imitate us. This is the only role most Africans have in America, is proving how well you can imitate FBA culture. Okay? The ones who don't, you're still living in the slums, usually around a lot of Hispanics, walking around barefoot, okay, in African clothing, usually prostituting. Still looking for a white man, though. A lot of these women's best accomplishment is their biracial children. And they don't care. These men will sit up here and they will get married to and stay married to white men who literally have come out and been caught saying racist things over and over and over. Okay? I said what I said. Why would I date a white man who is openly racist or who has tendencies to be racist? How do you think that's really going to work for your biracial children? And I don't mean no offense. Her biracial children are unattractive and talentless, and they're watered down. Period. This is why a lot of them be so disappointed, because they fight tooth and nail, okay, to try to find their biracial children some talents in this world, and they never really overpower unless it's about light-skinnedness. Okay, I said what I said. The only thing most of them have in store for them is becoming a Lotto or a Cardi B. Okay, that's pretty much all. They never rise to the top in stardom. They never do. It's not for them to. What have they really had? Even Jamaicans, what have they had since Shatas? And Jamaicans don't even realize how bad that Damian Marley made them look. Okay, he, out of all the beautiful Caribbean black women he could have chose to be main characters, they still went for build-a-body, ugly, rotten-toothed Asians and other people. You see what I'm saying? Even in Shatas, his main woman was a dusty Asian bitch he found out of nowhere with some hard titties, rotten teeth, leaning over a car talking about some, hi. And they acted like this was fine. Okay? Thank you. All the Marleys are with white women and are all mixed raced. Correct. So when Jamaicans come here and they decorate their restaurants with Bob Marley stuff, I think about how it directly goes against how they come here and try to act like their blackness reigns. None of the people you brag on represent blackness or are pro-black. Okay? So it's just hard for me to take certain people seriously when the only greats you can talk about are from generations and generations ago. Y'all don't even have no recent greats. Where's y'all Michael Jackson? Where are y'all greats from the previous generation? Y'all don't even have any greats from y'all previous generation. Y'all still talking about Bob Marley and shit. Y'all got white South Africans getting online talking about how your land is their land. They literally depot y'all in y'all face, and y'all just sit there and make them fufu and ugosi soup because you love them so much. White people come there and play with y'all all in y'all face, but y'all get online and act like y'all got smoke for the white people here. What the fuck do the white people here got to do with the white folks there that's literally shitting on y'all 24/7? Them white women coming over there dusty and musty, strong-faced, and taking all y'all men, okay? They sitting up there doing workout videos, okay, with y'all men looking like they still in the jungle, okay? They up there, you got white women standing up there with three to five, six African men looking like the Incredible Hulk out here acting like they're working out and stuff, okay? Correct. Correct. And that's exactly how it was, because that's what they're looking to do, get saved by white men. Problem is, white men don't want to save them because white men don't understand. Well, they do here. White men who don't know them, the only reason they get to know them is because they act black American. If they were to walk around talking like this, most white men would walk straight away. Okay? They pretend that shit is cute and sexy to everybody, yet nobody want to hear you talk like that. Okay? So they don't even want to hear your accent. That's how unattracted to Africa most white men are. So of course you spend all day trying to talk like us, use our lingo, use our style, because you see, even after y'all come here in droves, African women are the only immigrants who are not chosen by white men, Hispanic men, Asian men like that. I said what I said. Where's the lie? Where is the lie? And this same woman talks so much shit about black American women. It's disgusting. And she's nothing more than a lace front queen herself. Even more so than us, because even black American women tend to wear our natural hair out and stunt that shit, and most African women still to this day cannot. So regardless of what they say, we understand what you're about. Because if you come here and show what you really look like, you'd look just like the fake ass Nurse Glory, who is my thumbnail. And I get tired of seeing on live stream basically begging for people to look at her and give her attention. Look at me, I'm a raggedy African and with a Serbian white man. Be jealous. I always move around, bounce around. I wait in airports randomly like a prostitute. I am just this white man's property and I have his mixed race kids. This is how they act while they walk around, okay, with their titties on their knees, Okay, acting barbaric, being rough. If you actually were to check out her live stream, she is one of the roughest women, who's always manhandling her kids and shit. And it's not because her kids are unruly, it's because her spirit is unruly. So imagine not understanding your kids have your energy. Yeah, most of the white men that these African women date are literally dusty, just like them. But because they think white can't come in dust form, they go with anybody. They probably with a drug addict who getting shitted on. She bragging about being in Dubai. Ma'am, do you know what they do in Dubai for real? You are not the typical look of a woman who goes to Dubai. Neither are they going there to act like it's so much better. If you think you got racism where you from, that's cool. But imagine making posts like this. I've been standing the whole day cooking different food to stock in the fridge and freezer for my family. As I will be traveling, but my youngest son, reaching out for the tomatoes, I have finished slicing and poured it on the floor. Okay, Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, I'm not sure what we were supposed to get out of this. It just sounded like a lot of words, okay? So, cause I'm like, ma'am, did I miss something? I'm still waiting on the post to be finished. I don't see no punctuation. I'm confused. I guess it's the American in me. But imagine calling yourself Nurse Glory, cause she is living a hard life, baby. That's why she always on live stream, trying to brag about what she don't really have. That's why she's always bouncing around. If your man make good money, you be stabilized. You don't have to worry about this. But if her husband leave, she want to go with him because she know he can find another her anywhere. And she better hope he don't leave her ass there, because a lot of white men in those areas are known to abandon their families and children too. So all that bragging she do, talking about my mom is roasting corn on the side of the road. Haha. Okay. Why is my other siblings not helping her? Imagine bragging about your siblings and your mom living a rougher life. Bitch, you come from that life too. You're not even there, and you still living just as rough as them. What's the difference? Your nails are painted. What's the difference? And she does. And this is what I be trying to tell people. Imagine getting online, calling yourself Nurse Glory. What nurse acts, lives, and has energy like this 24/7? What are you nursing? And if you are really a nurse, what nurse is finna get with a white man, have multiple children, and one that you came with alone, okay, and don't actually take care of your babies? Okay, why would you quit nursing to be at home dusty? Make it make sense. Why, if you were ever a nurse, which she's not, which is why she doesn't talk about nursing, she just calls herself Nurse Glory. So who the fuck just calls himself a nurse for no reason? These type of women who are with white people and weirdos about it. Yeah, she wasn't a nurse. She was never a nurse. If she was actually a nurse, I promise you her titties would not be sitting on top of her belly button. And if her man had money, she would already have a mommy makeover. That older white man did not get with her for her black to crack like that. And I guarantee he's wishing he would have went ahead and got him a black American, a Eve or somebody, because they don't usually get Eve options. They're not that type of worthy or status. Okay? This is what happens when you probably was just a hoe that ended up with your trick. Y'all know a lot of these men go there for tourisms, okay? And then they come there, be there fucking on them for a month or something, and she up here, I'm pregnant, your baby, I have your baby. You don't know what the fuck she told that man. All I know is if you pay attention to Nurse Glory, when she pop up on these live streams, her dude ain't never really there. Where is he? It definitely can't be work. Because, baby, this looks like the rough life. I've never seen a life that doesn't look so hard. Okay? I don't mean no harm. Even when I'm chilling at home, I feel like I chill a little bit more comfortably. Out of all the things she could have did, bragging about Dubai and all this other stuff, she should have bragged about getting some money of her own, because calling yourself Nurse Glory when you don't have nurse money and you're dusty, it makes it seem like you're trying to give yourself an image you don't really have. And I think it's even funnier that she takes it an extra mile, and every once in a while she'll dress up like this. He's still looking rough and dusty, of course. I'm sure you've seen that arm and hand before. Those are the same arms and hands that usually pull your shit straight out your scalp. Okay, you know she's strong. Said what I said. Um, but it's funny because even here, okay, she has on a braided wig, okay? And I just think it's funny that people act like, here, y'all can tell it's a braided wig there, can't you? That's why I be like, girl, the dustiness just did not stop dusting. Okay, and that is I told you she's not really proud of her actual black son, and she do treat her black son differently. Okay, I don't mean no harm. She's still struggling. She just want to convince people that she's not struggling. Okay, but what's funny to me is how she adores her other child that's biracial. But you could, her black son is always, to me, he seems like he's left out or just the caretaker, like the tag along, like the she's a single mom who found her a white trick type of thing. Lord knows what she did to get the guy she is. It's probably a reason why she's in Dubai. It's probably a reason why she's always agitated on her live streams. What? I sit down. I don't. Okay, peaceful spirits have peaceful households. Kids will be kids, yes, but her kids are going off of her erratic, sporadic energy. Okay, and you can tell, which is why her kids are very disrespectful. At least her biracial child is very, very disrespectful to her and to the older child. But this is why I tell black women, wear your features. Because women like this, the only way they can imitate you is by wearing these wigs and weaves and shit like that. Because if the features was to come out and feature, we wouldn't have to worry about people confusing us. I said what I said. Our black looks different, okay? And I don't give a fuck what y'all like to pretend like, okay? Our black do not crack like that. Yes, having kids, all this, you can say whatever you want, okay? Because as a woman who sits at home and does nothing all day, baby, she can tighten them titties right on up. She can do a little tie boat, some little arm. You ain't talking about nothing. And it's not just that, it's the way she carries herself. Like she doesn't give a fuck. Like she accomplished the only thing she had set out to accomplish, and that was a white man. And this is her post, Dubai bound. Lord knows what you're doing or what your man is doing in Dubai. Ma'am, we know about y'all over there. We not stupid. The energy's also off over there too. So imagine bragging about being in a low vibrational place because she don't understand, or maybe she do, that it's low vibrational. Yeah, exactly. But see, this one, I'm going to actually do a post about that. I'm going to do a live stream about how black American women are always chosen as the standard, and African women can't compete with that. I don't give a fuck what you think. We're always going to be the first choice. Africans are always going to be like the fifth choice, because if they can get an Asian, they'll get an Asian. Okay, if they can get somebody else, they will get whoever the hell it is. They're not just going to pick you. You sit on here for 5 years at a time talking about white America before a white person ever email you. Nobody's asking them to go sit on panels and give their, point of views, and yeah, that's all they do. You said there was a white man from America in Kenya, had a bed of 3 young Kenyan girls laying up in bed. He went over there to take it. Yes. Yes, because that's what they do. They're whores. Okay, so imagine about being a whore. And I think it's crazy. I have so many pictures that I could have put on here of people, because I be trying to show y'all a lot of these people ain't shit. Imagine sitting up talking about us all day, and the only time you feel fine is when you got a bust down or some blonde braids and things like that. Because when you come on here in your natural, you do not get the same views, baby. Okay, you over there trying to wear your nails like us. Everything we make popular culture here, you try to imitate because you think that's what gets us a white man. That has nothing to do with it. Okay, African women are just like the black man here, and most white men end up finding that out. They're not attracted to that. They also know that you're masculine. Okay, what man doesn't like the thrill of a chase? But imagine being a woman chasing men all the time and talking about what we're doing. We're not chasing white men for sure. Most of us don't even put white men as the number one option. So a lot of us end up with white men literally by chance and by experience. Y'all be fighting all y'all lives to get any type of Joe Dirt that will look at you. And then get a Joe Dirt and be bragging to us like we care. Girl, we don't look at Joe Dirts. Only women who have not been raised. Hey, Black Diamond, good morning, honey. Hey, Khaleesi, how are you? Yeah, the only women who don't know how to pick through white men are black women who were raised in predominantly black areas who know nothing about white people. No offense, like Sade Robinson. And rest in peace to her. Okay? Not having proper knowledge is detrimental. But usually we, like I said, women like myself, we grow up in these areas, so we know how to tell a Dahmer from whomever. We know how it is what it is. But African women are the same way. If you really pay attention to the crime shows in America, the women who are black that are getting killed by white men the most on Snapped and all types of things like that, forensic files. There's even a African woman who's missing. She's been missing for 20-something years now. I can't think of her name right now, but I did a video about her as well. But they're African women or Caribbean women who come here and they be tricking with these white men, and these white men get them out of here. So God forbid you came here, you're under the table and you're prostituting and you end up with a Dahmer. Lord knows how many people from the diaspora have been lost coming over here to play dangerous games. Okay, this ain't your country. Okay, they come to your country to fuck teenage African girls. And the crazy part is y'all still be trying to go home with these fucking racist pedophiles and acting like you're going to come to America and be happy. They're not happy because they already know the type of men they get with, okay, what they're about. Okay, these men don't just want you out the kindness of their heart. You are their, for the moment, teen African. And when that expires, they be looking for another one. I said what I said. That's why when the thrill is gone, okay, we always can tell, because if she could afford a mommy makeover, she would have a mommy makeover. She's in a place where women take themselves way more seriously for the sake of their man. So imagine being over there around a lot of women who usually do take how they carry themselves more seriously, and you over there like this hoping that your white man doesn't have options. I don't care what type of white he is. Most men get more options when they walk around with women like this. I said what I said. It may hurt people's feelings, but being a single mother is not a flex. Most men who take on you as a single mother and you have a fully black son, it's not usually just because he just wants to be a daddy to your black son. A lot of these men are pedophiles who want access to kids. And you are how they do that. Okay? She is basically a free nanny. A free dusty nanny. I think a lot of them forget where they are and how white men really think. I couldn't imagine bragging about having a white man or a man or a husband, period, and doing nothing all day, and this is how you present yourself. It's disgusting. Yeah, She's literally minuscule in comparison to the women he has access to over there, which is probably why she's always at home alone, dusty, and her dude's always gone. She don't want to handle that, but she's her having that child is probably the only thing that saves her, and she knows that. And it probably ain't gonna save her, because y'all know a lot of men, if they don't want your ass, honey, they will abandon you and that child, or abandon her and take the child. So sometimes I be feeling like, baby, don't ever get too comfortable. But they get too comfortable always because they don't really understand how a lot of white people are. And it's not all, it's the ones that want people like her so they can exploit them anyway. So once they're done exploiting you, oh, they're gonna finish you. I'm talking about like straight finish her, okay? Finish her ass is what's gonna happen. So the fact that she's in a place like Dubai bragging, baby, I'm gonna need you to be the standard where you are. Okay, you want to brag about what you are, you making whatever you are look bad. Okay, you better represent well. It sure ain't us you representing. Okay, so don't come on here trying to act like it's us you representing, but you still representing yourself and whatever type of African you are. Terribly. And it's funny, the only people that come to her live stream are other African dusty women bragging about her because they want to be just as dusty and living like her. What's up? How you doing, Black Diamond? I said the same thing. Hold on, y'all. I'd have missed a couple. This Cameroonian woman was tricking for 10 years before she snagged a white man. Yes. 10 years of being ran through by random jobs and going out tricking. Yes, exactly, because this is what they do. And guess what? Hispanic women, Asian women, they all come here and do the same thing. Nobody is on OnlyFans and prostitution sites and escort sites more than white women, immigrant Africans, and everybody else. I said what I said. And they love this. This is a thrill for them. So a lot of times women think they're competing with the woman next door. Honey, these are the hoes you're competing with. And you know she's in Dubai, right? Okay? Y'all know what they get down with over there. And you know a lot of them don't really respect women the same way openly. So the fact that you see her in the house more than out is probably because her husband is embarrassed of how she carries herself. Because as long as she's with her husband, she can be out anywhere doing anything. And where she is, she's actually able to go out alone. So it's telling me you either don't have the funds, okay, or your dude don't want to be embarrassed, so he asks you to stay at home and pretends it's safety. Because I'm sure her man would function better if she was an actual nurse making nurse money. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't be sitting in the house like this. And after all, I sit in my natural every day as well. But I guess as a Black American Puerto Rican woman, my black don't look like this. Okay? Because I know so many fine, beautiful, dark-skinned Black American women, okay, will have you clutching your pearls like, girl, why you so pretty like that? Okay? She does not fit the mold. Okay? So y'all can take that how y'all want to. A lot of these women do the most just to end up with a Joe Dirt or a Forrest Gump, like I said. They cool being somebody's Jenny. I'm terrible. No, I'm not. I'm great. Guys. Yes, Dubai. Those women over there live in the lap of luxury, shopping all day just to have something to do. Yes, she is struggling in comparison. I'm not gonna lie to you, baby. I'm spoiled too. Okay? I'm frugal, but I also get whatever it is I need to do what I want. Okay? That's why I have 100 plants and okay, and whatever I want, and excavating my land and looking for power tools and equipment that I need. And yeah, who's gonna get with a white man and not let a white man? Only a dusty person like this. Okay? Because baby, you would have me fucked up. I'm from America. And if a dusty white man even looked at me in America, do you think he's gonna get a smile in return? I'm gonna say with my eyes, what the fuck you looking at? I'm not African. And they gonna know I'm not by how I look at them as a dusty white man. Don't you ever, okay? Don't you ever look over here, okay? Yeah, exactly. There are just as many single mothers across the diaspora. They don't like to talk about it though. Yeah, but a lot of them are single, raising biracial babies or the babies of their Johns. There are black men who go to places like Africa too and leave people pregnant. Promise them they'll come back, green cards, all type of stuff. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, you hear me, Black Diamond? A lot of these women think their rainbow baby, okay, or whatever they want to call them, their biracial babies that they love and try to show off are going to save that white man from discarding them. Yeah, no. Okay, white men are known a lot of times in places like this to start whole new families, to have multiple wives. A lot of times that's damn near the law, right? Where a lot of them are. They can have multiple wives. So if you can do the same thing for multiple wives, I feel like she's probably delusional because he's probably got multiple hers. And she just doesn't understand that. And when he's saying he's gone and working, he's probably just doing what he's doing. Okay? And honestly, people like her would accept that either way it goes. Yeah, not in America. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. And this is why I tell black women, you have to stop trying to perform white femininity, because where white femininity is going to lead you is into prostitution. And guess what? You can't white woman better than a white woman, but at the same time, you still need to understand, as a black woman, you always have the option, okay, to date up because you're the most exotic woman in America. Okay, they can call you a minority, but being a minority also means there's less of you. You're more rare. So white women, Asian women, Latino women, they are seen as the standard, which is hilarious considering all of them damn near look alike. Okay, and the ones who swear they don't look like the other ones is because they have their bodies done. Okay, they got lip fillers, but after a while they all look the fucking same. So if you actually wore your features, worked on your, okay, type of health and wellness that fits you, dress your body type, okay, can't nobody do you better than you. Okay, they don't have to pick a bad baby. They're gonna pick who? Because like I say, a lot of these women only imitate the low class versions of black women because they can't imitate the high class versions. Only people like Eve can do what Eve do. Okay, does that make sense? I don't give a fuck what you think about Serena. Okay, the man that's with Serena, who's also still millions rich, okay, he still chose Serena over who? Okay, so when y'all get through, some of us are just different. Okay, some people actually do like, okay, the black American woman phenotype. Okay, they love to see us with our curly hairstyles and this and that. Okay, and we age differently. I think I should mention the fact that what this is what 50 looks like trend is black American women. Okay, we'll wait on the Africans to do theirs. Okay, let's show the African from Africa women in America this is what 50 looks like. I bet there will be a huge difference. Okay, so let's start that trend. If you're African, you know some Africans, tag somebody and say, okay, the black Americans got there, this is what 50 looks like. Now we're gonna show what the Africans in America look like. Okay, and okay, yeah, you can't do that, can you? You're over here looking rough as hell. You're looking rougher than this. Okay? Probably why if a motherfucker want to come get their hair braided, you snatching souls because you angry. No, thank you. I'll take my edges for 500, Alex. Thank you. Okay? Oh, wow. Yeah. And this is why I tell people, a lot of these men, they don't want older women. I don't care how you dress it up, how you try to make it sexy. They want young girls, and these young girls are literally just trying to baby trap them. Okay, these even guys who are in their 40s are still online jacking off and hoping that one of these OnlyFans models or somebody actually takes them seriously. And in return, what they usually get is this, because a lot of people are just good picture takers. Okay, this is why AI is taking over. Okay, they don't really look like, okay, a lot of the other women, okay, who can go out and flex. Okay, how is this a flex? What makes this a flex? It's not. So the only flex this woman really has is the fact that she can say she got her a white man and a mixed baby. I'm set. That's what she think. She ain't got one of them. Poor thing. Ay, bandito. Oh, she got it fucked up. So badly. Okay. You said talk about it. A lot of them get stuck with passport babies and get left behind. As you can see, okay, she was left behind just like the movie. Thank you, Black Diamond. Appreciate you, love. And I be thinking this is crazy, okay? She didn't even have to have a baby or marriage. She let him be depraved with her for a couple years and sued him. That girl was smart. She got a, yeah, exactly. Who is Rose? I might know who it is, but honestly, it ain't coming to me right now. You have to tell me a little bit, Rose. Because I sure will tell you if I can think of it. I'm trying to think of who I know named Rose. I'm listening, girl. I just 10 million. Girl, she finna move her whole family to America legally. But that's what I tell people. I don't think people understand in the black community. Latina women do not like black people. Okay? I said what I said. Latina white women do not like black people. White Latinas do not like black people where they're from. Why would they come here and like you? You are a lick to most white Latinas, and they will always see you as a lick, and they gonna perform and kiki and haha and act like a freak for you until they get their payout. And you just don't play with them though, because you gonna end up just like Kobe wife did him. Okay, because they do. You embarrass them over a white bitch, they gonna off you. They gonna Griselda Blanca your ass. So you keep thinking these Latina women like you. They don't. Okay, if the money ever stop moneying, okay, the image ever stop imaging, baby, you are replaceable. Because if y'all still think Kobe died naturally, yeah, his wife was proving a point. Bitch, you're not gonna play with my lifeline. You are my lifeline. Oh, the stripper bitch, yeah, she's the same way. Okay, she's just but I believe she's Black American, if I'm not mistaken, right? I believe she's Black American, single mom, okay, with a dusty white dude who's just a big buff guy. And they probably work out a lot because this is what a lot of gym bros and stuff do. But I also believe her dude is down low and she hold that against him. Okay, that's cool. But it is what it is. They don't like to admit it, but I should have put her dusty ass on here too. But oh, she didn't fit the topic today. Because I cannot stand black women who get with white men and act like just being with a white man is a flex. Like, bitch, no. Just being with a white dude is not a flex. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Ew. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I didn't think she was all the way American. I thought she was half Black American. That's why I said she got that shit up in her. Okay? Because I don't give a fuck as a Black American, Black Puerto Rican. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care what race you is. You're going to respect me. You're going to allow me to heal, grow, thrive. And I would never date anyone of the Caucasian skin tone who was broke. I'm not going to take care of you. You have had a 400-year head start. I would never even give a poor white man the time of day. So Rose, I remember when she came out trying to clown the white dude she was with like she was taking care of him. You probably was taking care of him when you was a stripper, bitch. Okay, yeah, I do hear myself, Kiko. Do you hear me? Escucharme. Puto. Mm. I have become the thing I hate. Mm. Sounds like you're projecting. You must be a cosplaying African. Okay? Because Kiko is not a black American name. Okay? Maybe if it was Rico or some shit like that, okay? But we don't like Ricos over here. Oh, of course you're a dumb fucking Chicano. Of course it makes sense. The head cosplayer of black people. I'm a Mexican. Ah, look at you. You are so special. Have you cosplay a black person today, Kiko? Have you crip walked today and put on your gold chains and said the N word 10 times in one sentence? You came to the wrong place. Don't come in here, bitch. Okay, I speak Spanish fluently, so you can't come over here playing with me. I'm not one of those. And you ain't finna play with any black American. Don't get it, bitch. I'm gonna speak on their behalf too. Come get it. Okay? I know you're not really Mexican. If you was Mexican like that, you would have came to hear shit talking in Spanish, and I would have ate your ass up in Spanish too. The fuck you mean? Bienvenido, puta madres. The fuck you thought this was? You're welcome. I don't know why people act like you're supposed to be inferior to them acting like you. Bitch, you have to act like me to feel tough. You ain't over there acting like Scarface to feel tough, okay? Oh. You better go play that shit that sound like some farting and shit. Dun, 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 dun. Looking ass. Ain't nobody got time for you. Mexicano. No importa, pero se les codicia para hacer aquí. Ya me hace boricua. Hey. Fuck you. And I meant what I said. All Latinos are racist. Hell, white Puerto Ricans are racist. You can't play with me. Motherfucker think he talking to Fat Joe or somebody. No. You've reached the negrita. How can I help you? Oh, shit. Yeah. Came here playing. Lady saying, motherfucker, you better go play Apocalypto or something. Man, nobody got time for your bitch ass. And it's funny because all the niggas in Apocalypto pretending to be Indians, all of them Hispanic. And I love talking to it. Most Hispanics be out here pretending that they other types of Hispanics. And it's so funny because you hear their accent, you be like, bitch, this is a Guatemalan accent. The fuck you mean you Mexican? Okay? Oh no. Well, my mom is from Guatemala. Okay, bitch, so you Guatemala and Mexican. Oh no. My dad is Colombian. Like, bitch, so you ain't even Mexican. Like, you just be, at that point, you be like, you lying asshole. Mentirosa. You fucking liar. Shut up. I don't care what you say. Don't nobody lie about what the fuck type of Hispanic they are more than Hispanic people. You be up here just listening to them. Like, they be looking at you as a black person like you can't understand accents. Spanish people have accents. That's like saying you from Memphis, but you sound like you from New York. Bitch, I'ma already look at you stupid. For real? Yeah, I'm from New York. But you sound like you from Memphis. Like, do y'all not understand how stupid people be coming in here? You can't tell me I know. You are not cool like that. Girl, I do be clowning because they can't play with me like that. If they want to play for real, we can cuss each other out and all that stuff. But the thing is, most of them don't even understand Spanish for real. The ones who do, They still speak slower than me, so you wouldn't understand my Spanish because you slow. Okay? I said what I said. If you can understand Puerto Rican Spanish, okay, or Dominican Spanish, okay, you probably can understand all the Spanish in the world. She said, girl, why was I in the comment section and a white Puerto Rican man was trying to side with African because it was obvious yeah, they don't. They do not. That's why the white Puerto Ricans I see on here trying to act like they fucking black culture down, hip hop royalty. I laugh at them too because as a fluid Spanish speaker, okay, by the time, but I became fluent as a teenager. I think I was like probably like 12. Yeah, I was like 12 when I finally understood Spanish completely. But I had been spending summers, my summers in Brazil with my grandma. My grandma is Puerto Rican and Brazilian. Okay, so I had to learn Portuguese, but all my cousins in the States spoke Spanish because all their parents was married to somebody that spoke Spanish. So I was like, shit, I gotta learn both. When I finally learned Spanish, I was so excited, and that shit faded so quick when I realized how racist most Spanish speakers are. And they didn't hide it from me because they didn't even expect me to know Spanish. So the hate I got, oh, I've been turning up my whole life because you ain't finna sit up here and play in the faces of people. I can help understand that you're playing with them. And if they still want to choose to be dumb and blind and think you like them, they're going to end up just like Kobe Bryant. They're going to end up just like Shannon Sharp. Hispanics don't like the black people where they're from. That's why most black people where they're from live in their own separate cities in segregation. Like it's the fucking 1800s. I'm shit you not. Okay? And then when you tell them this, it to me, I damn near already be ready for war when I see Hispanics here acting like black Americans because I know what type of time they on. And it's not the type of time y'all think. It's so they can camouflage themselves when they come try to take y'all out. They gonna try to make it seem like it's somebody else of your own type of, it's an inside, no bitch, it's them. Okay, they come here and want to infiltrate you more than anybody. And you can't tell me because this is why I don't have a lot of Hispanic friends. When you get to being too honest, they get angry because they know that's what type of time they on. If you don't let them call you a nigga and shit like that, you go, I can give y'all about 50 racial slurs right now that if you ever said they be trying to call somebody in their family who dusty to get you out of here. Okay, so I'm just going to help y'all out. If you are a black American and you ever hear Latinos getting comfortable being racist around you, acting like you around you, I'm going to need y'all to put them in check before they come around you and try to pretty much out you. Okay, because that's what they're here to do. They're destiny swappers. And a lot of them play with black magic, the men and the women. That's why a lot of them are always angry and they feel like they want to live in your type of anger more than their own. Okay, because you're praised by white people more than them, so they want to act like you. Okay, if other white people were praised by other white people more, they would act like those white people, but they don't. They see white people always paying attention to, watching to, controlling you, so they want your trope. I said what I said. I am black American and black Puerto Rican. If you want to come here and debate this with me, you are welcome to join the conversation. Mestizos don't really like black people. The black people you really pretend to like, you're tethering so that you can imitate and talk about black culture, period. I want the smoke so you can light it, okay? Yes, black Mexicans do live in the worst parts of their country, but you know what else? If white Hispanics went to where those black Hispanics were, those black Hispanics would eat their ass up because they live in way more barbaric. It's the same thing here. That's why I said the fact that black Americans are friendly to people who are barbaric to the black people where they from or try to be, y'all would understand why they even have shit like shatas in the first place. Okay? Because if you didn't know, Hispanics, white Hispanics are so racist, they would be the biggest race on earth if they included black Hispanics. They don't because they don't, that's how much they hate blackness and want to be white themselves out. Okay? You want to know how deep? If black Brazilians were allowed to claim their actual Latina and Latino ancestry, because they are literally Latinos. Okay? My grandmother is literally a Latino and she's Brazilian and Puerto Rican. And guess what? That's literally the only reason why they don't consider them Latino, because they're black. So instead of call them black, they call them Brazilian. They don't want them to speak Spanish because they don't want them to merge or take their men, their options, their opportunities. Okay, so what language do they have besides Spanish? They have Portuguese. But if, as somebody who understands Portuguese fluently and speaks it fluently, as well as Spanish fluently, the shit is so similar, it's ridiculous. So imagine you could be the greatest, largest majority on earth, but you're so racist, you exclude all the black people, and now you're not, because you don't want to be seen great with black people. That shit is crazy. And then y'all wonder why y'all look at Brazilians differently. Yeah, because Brazilians are black. They a whole bunch of different types of black. And the saddest part is when I went to Brazil, they hate their blackness because of how hard everybody in the world exclude them and see Hispanics over them. So they like to be seen as Hispanic more than Brazilians as far as mestizos. And they're not mestizos. So the lighter a lot of them can get, it's sad that people don't understand. When I stayed summers in Brazil, my cousins, I remember one of my cousins woke up and her hair, like when she was sweating, like when she was sleeping. And at that time, I probably was like 10 and she was like 13 years old. And so I was like, Lana, what are you doing? Because it was like 6 in the morning and she woke up. She said she was going to go to the bathroom. Well, she was in the bathroom a long time. And I was like, what are you doing? So she was like, girl, my hair. And so her hair had got poofy while she slept because she was sweating. So she was in there blow drying her hair, straightening it again. And their hair changed textures from a young age because ever since they be like 6, 7, they flat iron their hair. Anytime they see a curl, they straightening it. I remember I wore my fro out one day. They checked me so hard the whole day, and I was so sad. I came home, and then my nana, she literally, she was like, she was like, we gotta straighten your hair, or the kids are gonna bully you. Y'all gonna bully me for being black in a place where everybody fucking black? At that point, I was like, damn. America, I better not ever complain about America again. I thought my black American father was crazy, okay? But they was like, oh, I was ready to go home, okay? And so if people don't understand that, that's cool. But I will say again, white Latinos don't like black Latinos. And this is why you don't hear them talk together, because they're not together. They're very much segregated. So all that, we don't call, black people anything different. We're all Cubanos. We're all liar. Don't you come in here and lie. Don't you come in here and lie. Because I promise you found the right one. ¿Te entiendes? ¿O no? Para decirle, ¿tú hablas francés o qué? You said, I believe it. I don't deal with the fakers of other cultures. Yeah, it pisses me off. I'm black passing. So I've met other black people who will come up to me talking about they speak Spanish just because they light skinned or, real yellow bone. And then when they find out I'm on that shit for real, you know what? Girl, you doing too much. Like, it's what you mean I'm doing too much? Bitch, this is who I am. Okay, like I said, it's ridiculous. Don't come in here playing. Yeah, get out of here. I'm not with Dusty. Hey, Solomon. I said Solomon. Solomon, I'm sorry. I read that a little too quick. I'm great, darling. How are you? How are you? Hopefully over there cooking us some wonderful stuff, girl. Your recipes be yum. I'll be over there munching, girl. I'll be over there like, ooh, what is that? Shout out to you. I hope your channel's been doing well. Good deal. You said, and in the South, I'm Puerto Rican. The black folk told me I wasn't black enough. Yes, exactly. My own ex is black, American, 2 black parents, and he would always be like, bitch, you ain't really black anyway. You can't speak on blackness. Sir, every time I turn around, you like, this why black women this. So you see me as black. You just separate me as black when you want to talk shit to me. That's crazy. I be like, no. And it still pisses me off because I don't give a fuck what people say. I do feel like Latinos and black people are family oriented, but I do feel like my Latino culture is I don't even want kids if I can't have my family in abundance and peace the way I want to. So a lot of times I feel like both sides of the culture is fucking me up because both sides is creating chaos. So it ain't one side or the other for me. Okay, everybody needs to get right at this point. I'm tired of all of it. Okay, it's racism in every community, but it surprised me more when it's black people who look like me. Sometimes they can't even tell, so much so. Okay, so anytime, okay, you have to just find out, or you just have to end up hearing me speak Spanish for you to know, and then all of a sudden you like me. That's fake. Don't be fake with me. Okay, I do not like the fake stuff, and it's a lot of people that do that. I love black. Solo mom, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I said, I love all people too, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of times when I was going through life and I had to separate and find myself for real, I went through homelessness. I went through a lot of stuff, and black people wasn't there for me. Puerto Ricans wasn't there for me. Africans wasn't nobody there for me but the random people along my journey that the universe sent me to honestly protect me. And guess what? Most of those people was not black. So I'm not gonna sit up here and shit on everybody of a different race, because it's a lot of people of their races that are breaking their generational curses and shit. And I commend it, because only you can do it. Only you can understand the stuff that other people, maybe your elders or the people around you, don't understand. So sometimes you breaking that curse is why you're gonna have abundance in the midst of them, and they never gonna understand that. And so I try to tell people all the time, be who you are. It's enough people struggling to be what we are. And I don't care what you say, being a black Puerto Rican and a black American is a struggle a lot of times, because my black side has so many issues. Okay, they like to remove you and include you when it's convenient. Okay, but I didn't ask to be here, and I also didn't choose my path. Okay, so after I got old enough to choose my path, I feel like it's a lot of people that don't understand. Racism is so apparent. Okay, even in the black culture, I feel like it's so much whitewashed stuff. I notice it easier because of how bad a lot of Latinos want to be whitewashed. I think I need to find a black man. Girl, you might. I'm just being honest, you might. But be careful. Okay, because there are some really sweet black men out here. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some really sweet black men who have different interests. Okay, so you may get along with somebody who has all the same interest in you, the same taste buds, travel the same way you do, and guess what? If it's for you, I smote it be for you. Okay, because like I said, I'm not here to turn anybody away against what may be for them. Okay, I'm not gonna change it. Okay, we might need your nurturement in the community. Okay, I ain't worried about it at all. She said, guide me, please. Well, how about this? You stay on the channel. Okay, you learn how to heal your generational trauma. Okay, your childhood trauma. Okay, and you go out there and you take your shot, girl. Okay, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. Okay, but make sure you heal first so you don't get no broken black man. We don't want that for you. We don't wish that for you. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. Okay, I don't wish broken black women on people either. I'm just being honest. So if that's for you and that's really, and you're sincere, I hope you find what you're looking for, girl. Okay. Because I don't, at this point in my life, honey, I do not care about a lot of the things the black community has done to me. I spread awareness. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. It is different experiences for people who are non-black looking. Sometimes they get the same black man, but a lot of times there are men who just don't have an abundance of feminine black women around them. Okay, a lot of black women are attracted to bad boys and a different type of aesthetic. Okay, so if you don't know how to dress yourself a certain way, if you're not, you don't seem cool, that people will brag on you, or everybody wants to sleep with you type stuff. A lot of black women don't like certain type of guys. Okay, and the guys they do like, who are kind of, I'm gonna say, alternative, a lot of black women call them gay. Okay, there are a lot of black men who are alternative, so a lot of them do end up with people of other races because that's the things that they're into. So like I said, I don't knock people. I'm not gonna turn you away from nothing I'm not looking at. Okay, it's not what I prefer, but if that's what you prefer, good for you. But like I said, a lot of black people feel like there's only one version of blackness, okay, that they want to uphold and see as black. And if you ever step outside of that, they want to let you know that you're being quote unquote white, or you're not really black, or this and that. But if they ever find a celebrity they like who has all the same, okay, characteristics or aesthetic, they love them. But they're usually like a Doja Cat. They're usually like a Lotto. They're usually like, but they don't like things. You see what I'm saying? They don't even like that about you. Take it even further. This is also why I feel like people talk about chili and different people. I feel like it's because they feel like their aesthetic is different. Their texture, hair is different. Their phenotype is different. But it's not really exotical. It's only black women in America who are spending 24/7 online saying how exotical they look in comparison to us. Like them comparing themselves to us as exoticals for real, okay, is how they feel like they're an exotical. But the thing is, we don't see ourselves as exotical. We see ourselves as black passing. So therefore, if we're exotical, you are too. We look like you. You look like us. If you wore your hair and took care of your hair better than you took care of your wigs, you would have the same exact textures as most of us. It ain't no good hair, bad hair. It's a learn how to do your hair, learn how to hydrate your hair. And you probably have a better hair texture than me, if that's what you want to consider. And when I say better hair texture, I'm talking about like healthiness, fullness. Length is not everything. I'm talking about hair health. And a lot of people's hair health in the natural community be dry. They don't know how to moisturize, so their hair always looks dry. Yeah, I don't care what nobody say. I ain't never called myself exotical because I'm black, American, and Puerto Rican. Why? Because black people ain't never let me think for a second I could call myself exotical. Girl, you is too black. You look just like my daughter. You look just... Black people are the ones that try to humble you when you tell them that you're other things. They're the ones that let you know you're just black. Okay? And then 20 years later, they're the ones online trying to separate. Stop calling yourself just black, because y'all something else. And that's why your hair look like... Ma'am, you just been wearing wigs for 25 years and now you have alopecia. Okay? So don't come in here trying to fucking get loud with me because I said fuck the wig and wore my fro. Fuck you. Okay, don't come here try to beef with me when you're the same person 20 years ago are the main people that say, girl, you might as well just say you black, because no, we see you as black. Okay, who's usually telling people that? So I get it. I definitely get it. He said he sure was a lick and got bad. Talking about he put his daughter on 30,000 budget, ooh wee, for her wedding, but ended up giving his millions to his trick. Golly, girl, I didn't even read that one. That's so embarrassing. Woo! When I tell y'all, a lot of these folks be going out sad. They be going out sad. I don't understand it. That's why I brought her up. Damn, I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even put that in together, because I actually heard a story time somebody did about something like that, about the Queen of Kings, and I was like so shocked, because I was like, are they being serious? They can't be serious. But it was her doing her own story time, so I knew they wasn't lying. They was literally just showing what she had made a live stream about, and talking about what happened between her and her white husband. And I was like, oh, well, all right, go ahead then. Nothing wrong with it. Nah, solo mom. I don't even like Michael B. Jordan, girl. Mm-mm. Not my type. Not even close. But if you feel like you want that, girl, you go ahead. And Michael said, "What the hell is an exotical? When did that trend start? I can't." Yeah, it's true though. It's true, and it would piss me off because my black cousins, they would kind of like be like they would try to exclude me to kind of make me feel like jealous, like they'll pull each other to the side and be like, well, you know, you don't understand because your daddy raised you like a white girl. Because you know you're special, you're not just black. Like they would do stuff like that, but these were my first cousins who were black girls. Okay, and there was so few of us. I would be like, what that mean, Candace? What that mean, Tamara? Okay. And at that point, they'll just be like, girl, nothing. You so white. Oh my God. You look like you about to cry because we ain't telling you. It's nothing. Okay. But it's usually because I wasn't having sex. I wasn't, like I wasn't out there like that. I wasn't trying to be a freak. Okay. None of that. So I was just kind of like, how can I relate to my black girl cousins? I really couldn't. So a lot of times I thought I was gay, or I would end up chilling with people who were non-black. And I started hanging with my Hispanic friends all through middle school and high school. Of course, I spoke Spanish. So a lot of black people, okay, would try to claim me so that I couldn't chill with the Hispanic friends all the time. Man, you black anyway, you need to be over here with us type shit. And I would realize it was like a back and forth, and I feel like I don't really have to choose. Okay, why would I have to choose? And then when I started chilling with a lot of my Hispanic friends as I got older, like into high school, a lot of them were really problematic with me. I feel like a lot of them had a lot of drinking issues, a lot of identity issues. I feel like most of them wanted to cosplay blackness. And I was the thing or person that got in the way of them doing that. So they couldn't really be friends with me, in all honesty and integrity, because you see what I'm saying? They couldn't tell me how they really felt about blackness for real when I'm around. And that's cool. I peeped that. I moved around. So at some point, you create your own community. You tell your story. You know, it's plenty of people who are just like you. The difference is, I feel like a lot of black Americans who are mixed with Puerto Rican too. And it also is a difference. If you're black American and white Puerto Rican, you are different than somebody who's black American and black Puerto Rican. We have a totally different life than you. Okay, like I know you might think you this and that, but no, they look at you just like they look at Fat Joe and all the other mixed people, mixed looking people. Okay, we don't get that. Okay, and we know that you still get seen differently because most of the time you're still the Puerto Ricans a lot of black people try to uphold and uplift, but you're the ones that's trying to understand your blackness the most. We understand our blackness as black passing, biracials, as y'all want to call us that, or multiracial, because we're really monoracial if you want to call it that, because we're still black on black. But yeah, we're multi-ethnic. I feel like a lot of people don't understand. We get a whole different life. Whole different life. Okay? Most of the time, if you're a girl who has a black American parent and a white Puerto Rican parent, you are the girl that most black guys want. You're the mixed Puerto Rican they want. So when they meet me a lot of times, they be trying to tell me what the fuck I'm not, because they're looking for you, even though a lot of times you're the one that doesn't speak Spanish. You're the one that doesn't give a fuck about that culture because you're used to being worshipped by black people. So it's different when you see that I'm also the same makeup as you, except I'm the black Puerto Rican side. So black people really don't like their blackness, because if you did, you wouldn't push me to the side while embracing people who look less like you. Okay? So at that point, it helped you understand, oh, I'm not the complexion for protection. Okay? That's where that comes in. So having to protect myself the way I do from other black people a lot of times who don't understand, I don't give a fuck what you think I'm used to, what you think I'm supposed to accept. I don't accept it. Okay, I reject anything that makes me have to dislike myself. Okay, and when I tell you, that's why I said I'm here explaining my experiences based on what I go through. I can't speak on the experiences of a girl who is black American and white Puerto Rican. Okay, and a lot of times they straddle the fence because they can. I don't straddle the fence. Life has not allowed me to, and I'm grateful for that because I know where I stand with people for real. Okay, you ain't gotta fake it with me. I know I've lived long enough to know where I stand with people for real. So I feel like that's one of the things I'm so grateful about. People can't pretend with me. I know how most people really coming. Okay, and I'm still fortunate enough that a lot of people in the older community, especially in the black community, are willing to let me know I'm not crazy. It really is the way I feel and go through it. Okay, there's a lot of colorism, texturism, isms all through the community. It ain't just my thoughts. Okay, it ain't all in my head. Can y'all remember that song? I think about it over and over again. I used to like that song though. I ain't gonna lie, I used to like that little song. It was smooth. uh, you said your sound of smiling was so good. Oh, thank you so much, Mom. You have a good one, hon. Absolutely mindful moments, and I do, and I do. I feel like it's nothing wrong with, being honest about where you stand. And in the black community, um, my skin tone has definitely, I'm not gonna say hindered me, but it hindered black men from seeing me in the light that I'm really in because a lot of black men penalize skin tone. You know, but I wouldn't trade it because in all my rejection, it's been protection for me. I'm just being honest, it's been protection for me. And it's oftentimes helped the universe lead me into the path I need to be on. Okay. Right around the people who want to invest in me properly and love on me and actually see me and hear me, who don't need to make my voice small to make themselves feel big. Okay, and the saddest part about that as a black woman who's American, okay, in America, born and raised here, my mom was too, because people don't understand Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. So my mom was absolutely American too, at least seen as an American, okay? So imagine growing up in a culture that still always wants to let you know they don't see you, okay? Meanwhile, you don't let that stop you. A lot of times when everybody else is kissing ass and enjoying being a fetish, you're living life. If not, life is living you and making you get it together. Okay? Because you're not allowed certain privileges of messing up like other people are. So I feel like my trope of being seen as a black woman, okay, it saved me. Okay? That's the only reason why I'm close to my divinity in the first place. Okay, if I would have had any other complexion, I probably wouldn't have been able to come to the level, okay, of intelligence as well as self-exploration I've come to. And I'm grateful for that. And I feel bad for the women who will never get there because skin tone, fetishism, and fake societal norms, okay, and standards has blinded them. Okay, people like Exoticals United, Chrissy, all these people, I don't care what type of black American they are, they're confused. Most of them hide behind fucking AI and a screen. Bitch, it ain't a screen, okay, that's big enough that's gonna keep me from showing what I look like. Okay, and if you're a black American woman in America, please know there's not a position you hold that you can't get on here and show your face. That includes Chrissy or anybody else. So these bitches are pretending with y'all. Okay, bitch, you ain't that important. What job title do you hold that you can't show your face? None. You ain't even in corporate. You probably work at a call center somewhere that nobody even knows exists or what y'all company is about. And these are the women who come on here and play with y'all, acting like hypergamy and this and that. You can do the same exact things and you don't have to take a rough time, okay, and do a lot of effort to do it. Focus on yourself, heal your traumas, okay? Be frugal and smart with your money. Manifestation is not about money, it's about power. So a lot of these women are nothing more than closet witches who think they sound good because they've been listening to white women too long. Okay, and after a while, they blur the lines because they sound just like the white women you grew up hearing in predominantly white areas. So after a while, Chrissy and everybody else get unsubscribed from too, and Chloe and everybody else, they're literally just the coon black women of the black community at this point. Shut the fuck up and talk about something that matters. Okay, do something for your subscribers, help somebody pay their rent, or buy somebody lunch. You get nothing more than views off of people's problems, and if it's not your problem, why are you getting paid off of their pain? Okay, let's talk about what actually affects us and why we don't have a community. Because certain people in our community keep trying to split us up based on skin tone, based on their dark tones, based on crying about being dark. Bitch, I love being dark. Who's still crying about this at this big time in life? You probably be at this point, depending on how old you are, ain't nothing gonna change in your darkness. Attaching to a white man or somebody of another race is not gonna change your darkness and how the world try to demonize your darkness. Okay, so you might as well hold your head up high, learn yourself for real, okay, and actually choose yourself so that you're not out here choosing any and everything just to say you're chosen, you're seen, you're heard. Like this lady in this picture, the fake nurse Glory, who's never been a nurse. She's just a dusty from wherever part of Africa she's from. Okay. Hey, girl. You're welcome to join the conversation, Nurse Glory. Because like I said, I am almost done getting my doctorate. Okay? So I do not give a fuck about you coming in here playing. You cannot play with me. Okay? Why are you so bothered? You need to be asking your master that. Go ask the government that. Okay, I didn't create hate, so don't get mad at me for talking about it. I didn't create the hate people have for me. Imagine wanting me to carry the burden of you hating me. Yeah. I need y'all to stop trying to misdirect and project. Your name don't even sound American, so I'm gonna get you out of here. I don't care who you don't hate. When you get through not hating anyone or hating anyone, karma has a day with you, death has a date with you, like it has a date with everybody else, including myself. Nobody is too good for anything to happen to them. So whether you love people or hate people, the universe decides how they'll be treated in this world. Not your love for them or your hate for them. And when certain people learn that, they'll stop trying to fake love everybody, okay, and cause everybody else to fake hate certain people. At this point, the same people they've been trying to force people to hate, everybody wants to act like, dance like, be like, dress like. Imagine everybody becoming what they hate. That shit crazy. I love how the universe works. Remember that y'all know how they had the Darwin theories and all that, and they used to be like, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And I feel like with black women, the way we were tried to be undermined, called ugly, the way we're always penalized and called masculine, things like that, it really backfired because of what I just said. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And black women, black American women, have often got the equal and opposite reaction, okay, from other people, specifically men of other races who actually see us for real. A lot of them literally, okay, are proof of that equal and opposite reaction. No matter how much you try to unsee us, exclude us, talk shit about us, demonize us, okay, act like you're fatigued by us. How are you fatigued by a minority? That's crazy. The person there's less of, we're fatigued by. Why? Because you spend more time worrying about us than your damn self? Probably. Probably so. More than likely. Black Diamond said, yes, I love being black. Okay, do you hear me? Like, I thank the mother, okay, for allowing me to go through this life, okay, as a black woman. Life shows you so much more, okay, when your purpose is so much more divine. And it's almost like, unless you choose, okay, to not be honest with yourself, you being a black woman is literally your own protection. I said what I said. When people say you're pretty for a black girl, nothing. They just can't be honest and say that you're beautiful compared to them, period. That's why I said that this is what 50 looks like trend. African women were not on that trend. Okay, I didn't see a lot of other women on there either. Okay, I said what I said. What's up? What's up, that chick? How you doing? The girl said, "What's going on here, girl? We talking about these 50 shades of dusty Africans, the AfriCOONS." Okay, that's what we talking about. The AfriCOONS. Okay, the AfriCOONS who never shut the fuck up about us. Okay, they want to talk about us for free 24/7. Well, bitch, we finna talk about you. Join the conversation. As much as you talk about us, I don't see enough Africans in the chat right now. I know your ass in here sitting silently. How's she talking about us? I am. I am. Y'all know I'm silly, okay? What you want, Jimmy? What you want, Jimi Hendrix? Exactly. If you're attracted, it doesn't matter what race you are. Yes, exactly. And that's why I say it ain't about attraction. And if white women were that attractive the way they try to make themselves seem, you wouldn't have to show your pussy for free on Google and everywhere else to make people like you. You have to do that because you're not as attractive as you think you are. And you try to make us seem like we look older than we are at a young age, when really you're the one that looks older at a young age and you look older at an older age. So stop trying to act like it's us. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, her caption makes no sense because she make no sense. Her mind, bitch, act like she a nurse. What nurse can't form together a proper sentence? I need there to be a subject and a predicate. Okay, let's get simple in here. Where is your subject? Where is your predicate? Where's the verb that tie them together? Nurse Glory, what are you doing? What are you doing, girl? Huh? Ah, wisdom is chasing you, girl, but you are faster. You need to slow down so that wisdom can find you. Because y'all know Africans swear they a motherfucking poet in here. Well, let's do some poetry, okay? Because right now you are poetically being pushed out your own home and mad because people are telling you to shut the fuck up talking about them. Okay, so the more you talk about us, the more we gonna let you know we understand what you want. Okay, stop trying to destiny swap us. Alright? It ain't gonna work. It won't work. No African formed against me. I'm not hearing it. Stop playing with me. I'm over it. Okay? Y'all over here trying to teach each other how to talk Black American hood. I'm gonna need y'all, Burna Boy, and the rest of y'all to get it together. Get it together. Can we get it together? Y'all need to heal your body. You need to heal your soul. Girl, her caption is ridiculous. But this is why I tell y'all, this is what they do all day. Girl, you know I be cutting up Black Diamond. I can't help it sometimes. Yeah, and it pisses me off because, like I said, I be up here looking for Black American channels. Okay, I don't give a fuck if you got 200 subs, 36 subs. If I see you're Black American and you out here trying to make it, even if I turn off the notifications, please know I'm going to try to support you as much as I can. But certain content, I can't let it cloud my mind. okay, or my algorithm, because I have way more important things I'm focusing on. So when it comes to talking about fake leveling up and makeup and wigs and shit, I'm not finna listen to it, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know it's not my thing. That's not what I'm trying to put energy into. But I still will try to support you, because as a Black American, I understand this is what a lot of people in this region are into, and a lot of the people online. So I still try to be supportive to the Black American community on here, as well as Americans, period. There's no reason why all these foreigners should be over here on my timeline anyway. If you sound American all the way to me, most of the time I sub. If your content sound good, okay, if you sound like you're a peaceful person, okay, if I come in your live stream and I be like, hey, how are you today? Hi, the sis that don't miss. I'm good. How are you? Okay, I'm looking for people who are genuine in their reactions, not in being online for some clout or because they want to prove they're better than you. So a lot of times if I see you are humble, okay, and really just trying to grow, I don't care what race of American you are, I'm gonna support you, because America is being trying to be colonized by a lot of immigrants. Okay, I'm not supporting nobody who don't support me. Okay, I'm letting that be known, and that's gonna forever be known over here. Don't nobody deserve no better life than me in the place where I'm from, where you trying to make it hard for me to do that. Okay, but luckily this is Serbia's definition of Africa. Africa, I'm gonna need y'all to find better representation, because y'all be in her little live stream like she be talking about sunshine. What y'all, this is how y'all coming? Damn, I can't wait to see y'all. This is what 50 looks like challenge, because I know you ain't 50 yet. Oh, wee. Golly. I just, y'all gonna have to make it make sense to me. Her little braided wig sticking up. She up here like, I'm fine. Go ahead, girl. You go ahead, Sugarfoot. I just feel like the fake level up stuff, um, it's got a lot of people confused about what they really look like, where they really stand. And if Black women keep falling for Sheer 7 and a lot of these other hoes who ended up marrying their tricks, you're gonna end up just like them, being a prostitute, okay, or being unhappy with somebody living a very average or hard life, okay. When I hear people talking about how soft their life is, all I'm thinking is we just waiting on it to get hard, not because we don't want to see you do better, but because you've convinced yourself that this is a soft life, and a soft life doesn't require being told it's soft. Because people really living a soft life, we don't overshare, because we don't need nobody to make our lives any harder. It ain't your business. Okay, so we don't have to overshare our soft life. The only people trying to overshare their soft life are women who really spend most of their time living a hard one. And most of the time that's because of a man that you refuse to walk away from, who probably never even married you. Okay, so it's not about a soft life. I'm gonna need you to heal so you understand it's not just a soft life, period. This is what femininity is about. So you shouldn't have to announce a soft life. You should just be living it. Cool? Cool. Correct. I agree. I absolutely agree. You said. You got it, boss. You got it. But for real though, y'all, I feel like the only reason why we're putting them on display today is because we as Black Americans are always on display for them. So I feel like as much as they try to show us off and talk about our problems and make people unhear us so they can hear them, okay, I feel like they shouldn't mind me, using them for good talking points. Because, I mean, after all, what the fuck else are they using Black Americans for? Okay, so hey. Okay, I'll get tired of talking about it when you get tired of talking about me. And as of lately, that seemed like that's gonna be never. I agree. I agree. Exactly. And that's what I feel like is how a lot of these immigrants try to do men. And they don't understand how a lot of men are, period. So a lot of these men, you can't do them the same way you do other men and trap them like that. Funny thing is, if men in poorer countries can't get trapped, what makes you think you're going to trap somebody who has more options? That's crazy. It's embarrassing. But a lot of black women, okay, who look just like her, they won't even be honest with themselves. Sometimes the way you act like a slave, okay, and throw yourself at people and act beneath them is why they want you. Because you're the one that keeps the stereotypes alive. It ain't us. And I'm going to be honest. Most white men, for real, they do not want a single black mom. I don't care what type of black you are. Most men do not like to care for somebody else's child. So I feel like a lot of these women are delusional if they really think they that popping. A white man just wanted to take care of you and somebody else's kids just to have you. I don't believe that. That's not even in male nature. He either wants access to your kids or he likes the fact that he can control your black son over the black dad. Because Lord knows if she was in a relationship with a black man, okay, whoever the father of this black boy is, and she just ended up finding a white man and left her family. You just never know. A lot of these women come on here and create these fake ass sob stories, but a lot of them be running from the life they don't want. And they come over here and get online and spend all day, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm this. Looky guys, I'm cooking. You're not doing shit that any girl, you in Dubai living like you from the village you from. Oh yeah, I agree. My dad is black American, my mom's Puerto Rican, black Puerto Rican. Guess what? My dad shamed my mom. My dad used to shame my mom so much about her body after having kids. My mom went and got a tummy tuck and everything, and I was just like, that's terrible. Okay, it's terrible. And certain stuff I used to see, I used to be like, black men are so hypercritical. Like, even to me, my dad was critical, and I just feel like, why? Okay, for somebody who is not perfect, you really do a lot of policing. It's weird. But I also feel like that's why a lot of women like this, they be trying to prove to the people who probably talk shit about them a lot or told them what they couldn't have and stuff like that, that they have it. Whole time they struggling to have that shit. They really struggling to have it. Hey, Miss Tress, how you doing? How you doing? Dang, you said he had his sixth child. Is he married, that chick? Hopefully, hopefully they can afford that. I just feel like now is not the time to be having the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch is not affordable. The Brady Bunch is not affordable right now, guys. If you can't tell in the economy, at least where our economy is not affordable. Hey, I'm great, girlie. I'm glad you're doing good. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Wow. She said hit Bible Bubba said two. Two is too much in this day and age. Those are the people that need to be staying. I just think, I feel like unless you really just have stable careers and you save a few years, okay, I don't think you should be having kids. Unless you saved for that child for a few years already, I don't really think you should be having kids. It's not just about seeing what your child looks like. I feel like a lot of people be more excited about knowing they can create a decent looking child. Like, oh, my son handsome. Oh, my daughter cute. I can dress her up. They don't look at it for what the responsibility it really is and how much spiritual wickedness is in the world waiting to destroy that child. Okay, so imagine having a child for the wrong reasons Okay, and most people are waiting to take their innocence. A lot of children aren't even being allowed to get older with their innocence. So women like this, I'd be confused. You want to keep moving around with your kids in places you're unfamiliar to? And Lord knows the racism she doesn't talk about because she's probably a professional ass kisser. I've never seen, like, she spent more time talking shit about everything black. You never really see her talk the truth about what she's going through, which is why, to me, her channel is unrealistic. Okay? Girl, don't nobody care about that little thought over here. I didn't even know who the fuck she was. Still don't. All I know is I used her to prove a point of this is what performative femininity look like. This is you without the hair and the makeup. This is you with the hair and the makeup. That's all she get used for over here. Okay, I don't follow these people. Like I said, a lot of content. As much as I try to support a lot of Black Americans, a lot of shit I can't get with. And people like her are people I could never get with because I don't mean no harm. I would never trade spaces with you. I wouldn't even wish that on nobody else that I actually know or don't know. So I don't keep up with people like that. My intelligence level will feel like it's being threatened. Good deal. Oh, you said depends on your career. I agree. I agree. I just feel like it also depends too on how you were raised. I feel like if you were raised Christian, a lot of times Christianity teaches you to worship white people and want to be in the midst of them. Okay, and white people are the only people, okay, who are going to pretty much not say anything. Okay, if you set yourself back, it's black people who let you know when you failed or you did wrong or you're not, stable, or it's almost like a lot of times when you go through life and you realize you can't really be honest with a lot of other black people, then you realize how much you keep bottled up and stuff. And I feel like it's sad that women like this won't be honest. She don't have no friends, for real. Who is she calling and talking to about her problems as a black woman? If you think you got problems as a black woman in America, think about being a black woman in Europe. And you going around Europe like this. Who would choose to go to Europe and be like this? Imagine being low class in Europe, being on live stream pretending that you're high class. Sadly, I don't really care because this is the truth. I make sure people don't get it confused because it's not black American women who go for any other, just any random, just dusty white guy just because he's white. We're not that desperate. Yeah, it's a even harder no for me, girl. But I'm glad y'all tuned in to this live stream. I'm going to do another live, but in that live, we're going to talk about something way less African, okay? Way less controversial. And what we're going to actually end up talking about is about the level up culture, okay? And we're also going to talk about how a lot of the things in society, the media in general, it goes against how we view ourselves. So if you spend more time looking at your screens, you spend more time watching YouTube shorts and things like that, eventually you find yourself getting lost in an endless loop, okay, of a lot of times comparison. And most of the things that are pushed on your algorithm, I don't care what type of black woman you are, is not usually black women. I don't care if you're subscribed to all black women, you're still going to get a lot of stuff on your algorithm that's about the pandering. You'll be watching YouTube, because like I said, I'm not on TikTok or anything else, but I watch YouTube, and you can't even really watch a video without them flashing Asians across the screen, or interracial marriage between a white woman and a black. Like, it's always constant pandering. So a lot of times I do not spend too much time on here to get caught up in the rage baiting and the clickbaiting. And I want to talk to you guys about it and see how you guys handle and how we could probably pretty much give the algorithm a boost to make sure we're actually promoting ourselves in America as Black women compared to other women who keep trying to join our communities, okay, trying to merge themselves, pretending they understand our issues, okay? So y'all stay tuned. I appreciate everybody that tuned into this live. Thank y'all so much. All of you who hit that like button, and if you haven't hit it already, don't be scared. You can still hit it. It ain't too late, okay? But no, for real, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you sub if you haven't already, if this is your type of content. Talk to y'all later. Toodles. Bye, ladies. Oh, you said I clear my videos I've watched so they don't recommend. I need to do the same thing. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about it in the next live stream, y'all. Y'all tune in if you got time, okay? Toodles.